Gemma, how you doing? Samuel Leeds.
Hiya.
Great to talk to you. Fabulous work on all your crazy viewings and activity. And with your question. Yeah, great to talk to you too. I just thought with the particular question that you had, I just figured that I'd probably be a good person to speak to about this because it's really my bag. So so yeah, well just remind me what's the situation then? So you've had an offer accepted on a property. You're emailing it out. You've got lots of interested investors, but they're all asking for NDAs.
Yeah. So I've got about. So I started 12 days ago now, and I've got about 18 investors. So I'm actually sourcing to what they are wanting.
Yeah.
So I went out on Monday and found a really great property in Gainsborough, which could be a potential HMO. So I made an offer, it got accepted, and I've been sending things out to people, and then people are coming back saying they want more information, what streets it's on, what's the areas like, have you got any comparables, and loads of information really, and I'm like, I'm sure we don't get to that stage until you give me that fee, and then we go and talk about it. Because if I've got like 20 people constantly asking me those questions, like time's money, isn't it?
Exactly.
So, I'd rather focus with one person that's serious. And I know from watching some of your videos and your training, that's the kind of strategy that you have as well.
100%. Because otherwise you'll be a busy fool answering 100 investors' questions. They'll ask you 100 questions each, and then they'll say, "Can I go and view it?" And then they'll go and view it, and then they'll say, "Now, let me think about it. Let me talk to my wife. Let me talk to my dog. Let me talk to my lawyer. Let me talk to my..." And they will waste your time like crazy. So the first thing that you need to be doing when you email out a deal and you have someone call you up is you need to be making sure that you're asking them the questions and you're taking control of the situation right from the get-go. So let me role play with you real quick right now, and I'll be you, and you'll be the investor, and I'll tell you how I would control it. Because a lot of it is not about paperwork and NDAs. A lot of it is about just how you have that initial call in the first place and setting the expectations. So let's real quick role play.
I mean, that's where I go wrong. I haven't been calling, I've been sending on email.
Okay, but for sure, that's correct. But then you send an email with and then presumably that email turns into a phone call or not?
It did last night. I was on the phone for an hour and a half, and he's actually buying it.
You've been on the phone an hour and a half, and you say he is buying it?
Yeah. He wants me to send an invoice, but I'm not complying, and I'm like,
okay.
Oh shit. We'll get onto that.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so in fact, let me just see what you're saying. So you send an email with all the figures. Bang, with the area. I'll be the investor, okay? So I'll message you and I'll say, yeah, I'm really interested, and then we jump on a call together, because that's the protocol. So you send an email. The call to action should be, send me an email back if you want to reserve it, and then we'll jump on a call and we'll go through the next steps. That's kind of the protocol. So then straight away you're saying to people, send me an email if you want to reserve it, and then we'll jump on a call and we'll go through the next step. So you're trying to filter out the time wasters right from the get-go. Then you jump on the call. Let's jump on a call right now. So I'll be the investor. Hey Gemma, the property looks great. What's the address?
Okay, so I mean, I don't actually give out the addresses to start off with. Usually that's the next step.
Okay.
Once we go through finding fee and things like that, and you sign my team terms and conditions.
Okay. So I mean, obviously, before I start signing terms and conditions and paying fees, I need to know about the property. So I mean, you've said you've negotiated for 82,000, but what's the market value and what comparables can I see to demonstrate that?
Right. Okay. Well, having been in the area. And I know the area quite well. This street is actually a very long street. The comparables of recent years of the selling is not really a true reflection of what the property is itself, but I do have similar properties that I'll be happy to discuss with you. That recently they've gone for 130,000. So
okay, that's fine. I'd just like to. I feel more comfortable if I can just have a little look at the street to see what's going on. But what's the name of the street?
Okay. Do I give them this?
Well, okay. this is where what's happening. I can see why you're running into difficulties. So basically, what's happening is the investor's ringing you up and asking you a load of questions, and you're the person that's supposed to. You're answering their questions. You're assisting them. You're working with them. That is not how the conversation goes. This is how the conversation goes. So let's flip round now the other way around, and you can ring me up, and I'll do exactly what I do word for word. So yeah, okay. Hello.
Hi Samuel, it's Gemma. I'm just asking for information about the property that you just sent me. I'm just wondering, do you know what the street is called, so I can just do a bit of due diligence myself?
Yeah, sure. Listen, I'm very happy to talk all about the property and specifics, but before we do that, would it be okay if I ask you a couple of questions about your situation, just to see if this would be a good fit?
Brilliant. Okay. What would you like to know?
Okay, cool. So, I mean, firstly, are you in a position where you're actually ready to buy, or are you just browsing at the moment?
Okay, I am ready to buy.
Okay, excellent. And also, because I mean, this property, you know, I've secured it, I've got the agent breathing down my neck, so of course happy to give you all the details and particulars, but it needs to go in the next 24 hours. So are you said you're in a position to go and to move. Have you got the funds in place?
Well, currently I'm just speaking with my mortgage advisor and broker, so I'm just waiting to hear back from them. So,
okay. What about the deposit? The deposit though. Have you got the deposit money and obviously the finder's fee?
Is it for the finder's fee? Yeah. So I do have the deposit. I have 25% ready for the bridging loan.
Yeah.
And yes, I am ready to go with the finder's fee.
Excellent. And also, assuming that the property is right and assuming that it fits the bill for you and it fits your criteria and it's the kind of property that you want to buy, are you in a position where you can pay the finder's fee today?
I'll probably have to have a little bit more of a think about it because I just want to know the area and do my own little due diligence first.
I totally appreciate and understand that. Now, as I say, this property, I have secured it, I've got a really good price on it, and the agent is breathing down my neck at the moment, asking me to provide the proof of funds, the deposit, and all the particulars. I've got a lot of investors on my list at the moment. I've got like 70, 80 investors, and I've got quite a few people I need to speak to. So, I mean, as I say, I'm very happy to give you all the big details and particulars, but before I do that, I need to know that you are ready to move. So, if the property was right, and if it ticked all the boxes, and it was, you know, it worked for you, would you be in a position where you'd be able to pay a fee today, or would that be a little bit too quick for you at the moment? Because if it's too quick, that's absolutely fine. We can always touch base with another property maybe in the next couple of weeks.
Well, if I was to sign an NDA, would you be able to send some information over to me, like the pictures of the property?
Absolutely. I would be very happy to give you all the details that you need, but I'm only, because this property has to move quickly, I don't want to waste your time and waste my time, so I'm only looking to work with somebody that's prepared to, you know, put down something today to secure it so we can get this all wrapped up.
Samuel, I've got everything I need. That was brilliant.
Was that helpful?
Yeah, massively. Yeah.
So what? Go on.
Yeah, no, I feel like the way he was playing it back on me, I felt like because you were asking questions and you were saying, look, I need to move quick on it, you're in charge, and the person who asks more questions is the one that wins at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah. And then what I would say, I'm glad you found that helpful, but if they then said, if they can't commit, like all I'm doing is I'm doing an if would close the look, if it ticks the boxes, and if it's right, would you be able to put down something today to secure it? If they won't say yes to that, I am not giving them anything. I'm not even giving them the city it's in. Like, they're getting diddly squat. If they say to me, yeah, you know what, if it ticks the boxes and if it's right, I would give you a fee today. I'll go, great, that's awesome. And then I'll move to stage 2. But I think that stage 1 is where you were getting stuck.
And that stage 1 is where I feel like I give them enough already.
Yeah. Listen, don't talk to someone. Don't waste your time having a conversation with someone if they're not. Listen, if they're not going to pay you a fee today, even if it's the best property in the world, but no, they have to think about it and get their stuff together and their finances on there. I'm not going to answer one single question.
Yeah.
So it's about qualifying them. It's about taking control of the conversation right at the very beginning. Look, I'm very happy to give you all the information you need. What was it that caught your eye about the property? Okay, cool. And are you in a position to move now? Alright, great. And obviously you saw there's a £3,000 fee, assuming the property's right, and if it ticks the boxes for you, would you be able to pay that £3,000 today? And then if they're not, if they're saying yes, I would, then I'll go, great. So what is it that you need to know about the property? What do you need to know? Obviously, you've seen the email. You've seen that it's £80,000. It's worth 100,000. The rent's 625. I've got an agent nearby. Blah 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 blah. And. So what do you need to know from me right now in order to make a decision? Now, if the investor genuinely is like, look, man, I just want to see before I pay any money. I just want to see the details myself. You could send them an NDA. I'm happy to send you over an NDA. But I wouldn't send them an NDA unless they've answered yes to those questions, and I wouldn't send them an NDA unless they've shown me their money in their bank first, because otherwise you'll just be sending out NDAs to 100 people and they're all going to be losers and time wasters.
Exactly.
So I'd only be sending an NDA to somebody if they're absolutely ready to go, they're serious, they've got the money in the bank, and they've agreed in principle, but they just want a couple hours or whatever to look over the details. Then fine, I'll give them an NDA. But what I normally do, Gemma, is I normally say, listen, what do you need to know from me to make a decision? Okay, I'll answer all their questions. And then I'll say, is there anything else you need to know? And they'll say, I just want to check over the figures. Like, okay, cool, listen, if everything I've said is correct, again, if everything I've said is correct, would you like to go ahead? And they'll go, yeah, I would, assuming everything you said is correct. Like, okay, no problem, how about this? I'll send you over the T's and C's, get those signed, then I'll send you an invoice for £3,000, get that paid, and then I'll give you 14 days to do all the due diligence you want. And if in those 14 days, anything I've said to you is incorrect, or there's any issues, you can have that money back. However, if after 14 days you just change your mind due to no fault of the property or no issues with the property just because you can't get your stuff together, then there's no refund included.
Okay.
So there's different avenues, but the key thing is to qualify them. When they ring up, qualify them, ask questions, take control, don't deal with time wasters, and qualify them before you give them any information whatsoever, and only be dealing with people that have got the money.
Okay, so the main questions are you in a position to move today?
Yep. If, and you do an if would. Because if you say to someone, are you in a position to move today, they'll go, oh, it depends. Depends on the property. So you're going to say, if the property is perfect and it ticks all the boxes for you, would you be in a position where you can secure it today and move quickly? And then they can't. And if they won't say yes to that, even if the property is perfect for them, they still won't be able to move today. Then why are we on the phone? Because this property needs to go today, and I've got another 70 investors that I can be speaking with. So, and then I'm not going to be nasty to them. I'm going to say, look, what I think probably makes sense is if they're not ready, by the way, because you don't want to burn bridges or tick anybody off or offend anyone. So if they're not quite ready, I'll just say to them, listen, this particular property, it's a really good deal and it needs to go today. I've got the agent breathing down my neck. However, when you're in a position whereby you can move a bit quicker, or if you see another property down the line, give me a call back, let's stay in touch, and you leave the door open, but you get off that frigging phone.
Yes, yeah. Awesome. That is brilliant. It really helps, that does, because I felt like compelled to give them more information. I don't want to be too big for my boots because I'm still early days in my own sourcing experience. I mean, property investing, I kind of got that sort of in the bag as I've been buying houses since I was 21. Yeah. This is the sourcing side and delivering to potential investors. And because my investors are so small and I've only got 18 or so, I don't want to be too big for my boots and burn bridges and say, but I want to set the bar now. Yeah. I need to go on.
And I'll tell you something. It actually will help you, because if what you're doing is every time you speak to an investor and you turn them down, you're training them on expectations. If you let investors walk all over you, you're training them that's okay, and then next time they buy, they'll want the same. So and what you'll start doing is you'll start having investors contact you, and you'll go, sorry, I just sold that deal 3 minutes ago. Or someone will go, I'll think about it, I'll get back to you tomorrow. And you go, okay, call me back tomorrow then, but I'm not going to be able to hold it because it's first come, first served. Then tomorrow, they'll call you back and go, I want to do it, and you'll go, sorry, it's sold. And you're creating that reputation and training your investors, but let me know how you get on.
They've got to move quick.
Let me know how you get on, and if you need any further help or anything, just jump on a call.